Hey y'all, it's Chris here from Frontsite. Today we're going to talk about what's better, the Glock 19X or the Shadow Systems XR920. Do me a favor, click like, and in the comments down below, tell me what you think. Which one's better, or which one would you prefer to carry? All right, so we're going to start off with the Glock 19. What I like about the Glock 19 is, other than being flat dark earth, it's a cool color, is it is small enough to conceal, but it has the magazine capacity where you can get 15+1, which is 16 rounds total for carrying when you're out and about with your family. So it's a lot of rounds. It's a good caliber. The grip on it, I like the grip. Now this is obviously has been modified a little bit. I put some sticky skateboarder tape grip on here just to help with the grip. Glocks are not known for their stippling on their grips. So I added a couple things. But the length of the grip is perfect for my hand, especially because I don't want anything protruding any further than it has to, just because it makes it more difficult to conceal, right? The other thing I like about it is I did add the flared magwell because I do like having the ability to reload faster, and the flared magwell with a little bit of training does make your reloads faster. But then again, so does training, so get out there and train. Something else I added, again, I added the TLR7 Alpha, and if you saw that video earlier, I talked about the different weapon mounted lights that you can use. You can watch this video here. We'll take you back to that video talking specifically about weapon mounted lights. All right, so going back to the pistol, I added some aftermarket sights, some True Glow sights here. So we got green in the back and orange in the front. I do like that, especially if I'm not running a red dot. I like that because it gives me something quick that I can find, relatively easy, and I can find and put it on target very, very quickly. Because again, without the red dot, you are front sight focused. There. So, gotta love the Glock 19. It's got good recoil management, especially if you have a good thumbs forward grip on the pistol. There's not a lot of stuff to grab onto, so you can manage this pretty well. So overall, I think the Glock is a fantastic weapon. It has been for a long time. They continue to make upgrades on these things. I'm looking forward to seeing what they have coming in the future. I know the Glock 45 is a really popular pistol as well, and it's a 45 9mm. Don't get it confused with the Glock 21. That's a 45, right? So the Glock 45 is coming out. It has the same slide as the Glock 19, but it has a 17 lower, so it's a little bit bigger, and it's perfect for, say, police on duty because it's a full-size frame with a shorter slide. All right, so next up is the Shadow Systems XR920. This is the combat model. It's the first generation they came out with. And I really like this pistol because it has a lot of upgrades that Glock just hasn't done yet. So one thing I like about it, I'll start from the front, is I do like the raised iron sights, especially since it is an MOS capable pistol. You can put a red dot on here. That's what that means, is I can have my iron sights as backup just in case. So that's important. The other thing I like about this gun is they cut down some of the slide. So to save weight, what they did was they cut the slide in certain places where it's obviously you can grip and do a press check, or you can do the same thing here where I've been trained to do it right here, quick press check, but also it relieves some of the weight on this pistol. So this pistol specifically is lighter than the Glock 45 MOS, and it's pretty much the same pistol. So they cut the weight down there. They do have an upgraded trigger. And I did add, again, the TLR7 Alpha from Streamlight because it's just a fantastic light. I also added a Trijicon RMR red dot to this pistol because it comes with the times. Today is a day for red dots. What I really like about the gun in its basic form is a couple of things. One is the grip. They stippled the grip on the front here, on both sides, right here, and the whole grip itself it's got some stippling on it. So no need for skateboarder tape or whatever else you put on your pistols to help you with the grip. It's already there. The other thing I like about the grip is, again, the flared magwell, especially if you're running extended magazines, which you don't need with this because it's a 17+1. But if you wanted 21 rounds, you can put the extended magazine in there and be good to go. But I do like the flared magwell, again, for the same reason as the Glock. It just helps with your speed on your reloads. The last thing, and probably my favorite thing about this pistol, is the ability to change the grip on it. Let me show you how. What you would do is you take this flared magwell off, you hit this pin that's right here, take that out, and then this rectangular piece here on the back strap slides off. Now what it comes with is one that's in between a Glock and a 1911. It's kind of like the M&P Shield, backstrap, so it's a little bit of an angle. It comes with the 1911 backstrap style, which is what I have right here. This is very, very flat. And it also comes with the Glock style, which has a little bit more of a hump here at the bottom for that more aggressive grip. But that's probably my favorite thing about it, because if you're a smaller framed individual, or you just like the feel of a 1911, you can put that one on there. Or if you like the feel of the Glock, they've got that one on there as well. But unlike the Glock, you don't have to put a whole nother piece on the back of it, just because it increases the size of your grip, and then it throws off where your finger rests on the trigger and the whole nine. It's just a pain. But Shadow Systems did it right with this one when they made this, because now I can just keep my 1911 grip, because I love a 1911, but I also love Shadow Systems. So that's why I like it. So let's talk reliability. The Glock, fantastic reliability, always has had fantastic reliability. I'd have to get the slide milled for an MOS, which I probably will do in the future, but again, gotta have money for that, right? So gonna do that in the future. But the Shadow Systems does have the Glock in several different ways. One, it already comes with an upgraded trigger. The stippling on the grip is better. The way you can change the size of the grip and the angle of your grip is better. And it automatically comes with the flared magwell. So it's also a little bit lighter than the Glock 19 or the Glock 45 MOS. So they're all wins in my book. So today, got to give it to you, Shadow Systems. You made a really, really good pistol. Now, as for reliability for the Shadow Systems, I will say I've only got about 1,000 rounds through mine, and roughly about the same of my Glock 19. Never had a problem with either of them. Now, Shadow Systems does tell you there's a break-in period for their pistol. It's 250 rounds. But then again, there's a break-in period for all pistols. I'm just glad that Shadow Systems was brave enough to stand up and say there is a break-in period, because you won't get that from any other manufacturer. So let me know down in the comments who you think is the winner. Today, I'm going to give it to Shadow Systems, but just by a little bit of a margin. Glock has the power in the power of Grayskull. Been around for a long time, so they've got really good quality products. They've always had quality products, and their customer service is usually top notch as well. But again, Shadow Systems just sneaks ahead with all the extra upgrades they give you on a very basic pistol. So if you like what you saw, click like, comment if you want to, hit subscribe to our channel, and if you want to know who we are at Frontsite, click that link above right here, and it'll take you right to a video that talks about who we are at Frontsite. Welcome to the revolution. Welcome to Frontsite.